17-year-old Steffi Graf has won the French Open Championship.
Steffi Graf was 1 week shy of her 18th birthday when she first conquered Roland Garros, the start of her stunning 21 Grand Slam singles titles. 4 more times she would hold this treasured trophy as she became #1 in the world. Injury, not triumph, has defined Graf's career in recent years, nearly driving her from the sport. Now nearly 30, this year's improbable run at a 6th French title to match Suzanne Lenglen is all the more precious. Martina Hingis is 18, already the holder of 5 Grand Slam titles. Heavily favored 2 years ago, high hopes were dashed in a shocking upset to Eva Maioli. Now she focuses on completing her Grand Slam resume as she meets the woman from whom she took the ranking of #1. Today, they battle for a tennis jewel, the French Open Championship. From Paris, the 1999 French Open Championship is presented by 100% Colombian coffee, the richest in the world. And welcome back to Roland Garros. They've been playing the French Open Championship since 1928, the only clay court title of the 4 Grand Slams. As we look into Court Central, 16,000 on a day that has had some blue skies. Threat of rain. It's cool, it's dank, and it's windy as the #1 player in the world, Martina Hingis, meets the challenge of 5-time champion Steffi Graf. She's seeded 6th, and there are the particulars on the weather. It's the coolest day we've had of the entire 2 weeks, and at stake is the treasured Suzanne Lenglen trophy, named after the great French player of the 1920s. And we welcome you. Bonjour. One of the great players in French Open history, Chris Evert. She won it 7 times, a record. She won as a teenager. She won as a 31-year-old. So you can relate to the differences in the 2 players we see today.
Yes, and I think you're seeing 2 players at opposite ends of their career. You're seeing Steffi Graf, who's done it all. I mean, she's 29 years old, but she's won 21 Grand Slam titles, and she wants to prove, hey, I'm not over the hill yet. I still have a couple left in me. And then you have Martina Hingis. She's only won 5, but she's been #1 really the last 2.5 years, and she wants to prove this title. She has not won the French Open, but hey, I can win all 4. So their styles are different.
How are they different?
Martina Hingis, very fluid. You know, she's just, I think, more spontaneous and creative out there. If plan A is not working, she has plan B, plan C to fall back on. Steffi Graf, we know her. Very stubborn, a power player. What you see is what you get. Personality-wise, Martina Hingis, she's out there. She's carefree, outgoing. Steffi Graf, very guarded, very serious. So I think that makes for more interesting tennis.
The court is slow with the rains of the weekend and the cold weather. That will favor which player?
I think that has to favor Martina Hingis, only because Steffi Graf's power won't be as intense.
Let's take a look at how they have advanced to this 1999 final.
Well, Martina Hingis said that before the tournament, she lit a candle at Soccer Kerr when she saw her draw. And look at that second round. Amelie Mauresmo, who was a finalist at the Australian Open, she had to play her, but played very solidly and beat her. And then the quarterfinal match, Barbara Schwartz, who surprisingly beat Venus Williams. That was a big upset. And then very comfortable semifinal win over Arantxa Sanchez Vicario.
Defeating the defending champion, Sanchez Vicario. Here's Steffi Graf. She certainly has all the experience on her side and is shocked that she made it all the way to the finals. She came here really to prepare for Wimbledon. She's played only 1 event in the last 2 months, but here she is again in the final. 25-7 on the season, and here are her 6 victories at Roland Garros.
Well, the first 3 rounds, no problem. Magdalena Maleva was the youngest of the Maleva sisters. Very easy. Second round, third round, Asa Carlson, no problem at all there for her. Had a few problems when she got to the second week, though. Anna Kournikova played a great second set, came into the net off Graf's backhand, won a lot of points. Big upset, Davenport, who is not secure on the clay and admits it. And then that match against Monica Seles, which, oh boy, could have gone either way.
They played 8 previous times with Graf holding a 6-2 edge. The only meeting this year went to Hingis. That was indoors in Tokyo. First time they've ever met in a Grand Slam final. And the first point to the youth. 18-year-old Hingis. She'll be 19 in September. Graf will celebrate her 30th birthday in 9 days.
Oh, and that backhand, that slice backhand works so well against Monica Seles. She was hitting so deeply, gave Monica, that's her forehand side, her two-handed forehand side, gave her fits. That shot really has to work today.
Hingis working on Graf's backhand and then misses to the forehand side.
I think Hingis is going to look to hit a lot of balls to her backhand, try to get her off the court, and then nail her backhand down the line, which is her best shot.
High toss, service toss of Graf into gusts of wind. Bothered her in the semifinals. So a double break point in the opening game for Hingis.
Something very few players do against Steffi Graf. Navratilova did it. Jan Novotny, really natural volleyers, come in off Steffi Graf's backhand. That's her weaker side. She gets very defensive. We're going to see Hingis come in the net a lot this match.
There's that runaround forehand of Graf.
Two things have to be working today for Steffi Graf, and this is the one shot. The forehand has to be on. It's her best shot, and she has to believe in herself, and she has to regain that confidence that she used to have.
Steffi Graf denying 2 break opportunities.
And as the sun's coming out, that court's going to get a little bit drier. Conditions will be faster. Steffi will like that.
Third break point, Hingis. Unbelievable depth by Graf, and then she nets another backhand. And this championship match begins with a break of service. Hingis leads.
The 1999 French Open is presented by 100% Colombian coffee. It's the richest coffee in the world.
Welcome back to Paris. An early break for Martina Hingis. In the midst of this enthusiastic crowd at Roland Garros is Bud Collins.
Dick, it really does seem like old times. Steffi in the final 12 years after her first. Her troubled father, Peter Graf, here for the first time since 1995. 2 years ago, she lost to Amanda Kutzer. She wasn't back last year. I said to her, you'll be back. She thought I was being nice. But listen, I always think she'll be back because you're watching a phoenix in a miniskirt.
There's Peter Graf, who of course served time in a German prison for tax evasion. And Steffi said, you know, it took a lot of courage for my dad to be here, and it means a lot to me to have him in support.
They actually cut his time in half because the courts felt that he had been punished enough through the intensive media coverage. The whole world knew about that situation.
Hingis' serve is not regarded as one of the more dangerous weapons, and Graf trying to hit that forehand return long. 30 love. But she places it well.
Exactly. I mean, she can change the direction of the ball, and she can hit a flat, hard serve when she wants to, or just spin it in there for an angle shot.
Again, like Agassi, Hingis needs to win the French title to complete the Grand Slam package. It's the only one she hasn't won. And she holds it love.
Hingis mène par 2 jeux à 0.
At 18 with 5 Grand Slam titles, 3 straight. She won the Australian again in January this year. A finalist lost to Eva Maioli 2 years ago, and that denied her the Grand Slam. She won 3 of the 4.
Really should have won that year, I felt, Dick. You know, she reached the final. She had her knee scoped like 7 weeks before. Didn't think she'd even reach the final, but she just was giggling during that match with Maioli, and she's a better player.
As fans will recall, that was when she injured herself, thrown from her horse. She likes to ride, and that required the surgery, so she didn't come into Paris completely fit.
Then last year she lost to a very inspired Monica Seles. Monica's father had just passed away, so she was playing. Monica was really playing very well. Martina definitely not 100% during that match. And this is her nervous shot. I mean, that backhand, that ball did not even skim the top of the net. That went right to the bottom of the net. Just her racket head went down. She dropped her wrist on that shot. But we saw this against Seles. She was down 3 love right away in like 10 minutes against Seles. Just nerves, or she used to come out here and just steamroll over her opponents right from the first point.
And now a double fault, the first of the match, and again Hingis with 2 break points for a 3 love lead. And the French with their rhythmic applause trying to awaken Graf's game. Break point number 2. And already the 5th breaker for Hingis in 2 service games.
Oh, good anticipation, though, by Martina Hingis. She had a couple of great gets. Just ran right, but that one time, this next time, she ran to the open court and Steffi hit down the line. It's wrong guessing there.
So Graf digging her way out of what could be potentially a very deep hole early.
Yeah.
On the line.
Well, that deep backhand set up that shot. And look, she's in the doubles alley. This is how quickly she moves. Great court coverage. She better hit a winner, though, if she's going to be out of the court there.
Steffi Graf saves 2 break points. It's 2-1 in the opening set.
The 1999 French Open is brought to you by Exxon and the Save the Tiger Fund. By Morgan Stanley Dean Witter, we measure success 1 investor at a time. And by AT&T Net.Working, to make your business succeed.
With a series of injuries, only 1 tournament in 2 months for Steffi Graf, she admits she's shocked at the success in Paris this year.
Honestly, I didn't really think I would be here on Saturday. I really didn't. I mean, the preparation wasn't the best. Physically, I was struggling a little bit before the tournament, and no, I had no clue that I'd be there on Saturday.
Now it's a bonus for Graf,
That's
who really thought she was going to be here just to prepare for the next Grand Slam over in London.
Well, it's a shock for us, I mean, players that have been her victims in previous years, to hear her talking like that, because her strongest asset used to be her confidence, almost borderlining on arrogance, that she just, every time she stepped on the court, she'd win that match. So it's a vulnerable Steffi Graf, and it's rare to see that. We've seen that shot thousands of times, and she prefers the inside-out forehand, although she can go both directions. Oh, well, we haven't seen that shot this whole tournament. She's always been criticized in the media for being restricting on that backhand side, having a slice backhand, but not having a topspin. But, boy, she nailed that for a winner.
But the last point showed Hingis in her full creativity and imagination. Here she is in a huge championship, and she serves and volleys early.
On clay. She just doesn't want Steffi to get into a rhythm.
Two points to break back for Graf.
15-40.
Just didn't have a very good play on that, Martina Hingis, to pass Steffi with.
It's even at 2 games all in this opening set.
Graf knows her way around Roland Garros. 86 match wins, champion 5 times, finalist 3 other occasions, and a quarterfinalist or better every year since 1986, the year that Chris Evert won the championship.
I like that down the line slice backhand, though. Steffi definitely has a pattern of just going cross court, cross court, cross court. She can incorporate and change the direction of the ball a little bit, hit down the line. That'll keep Hingis guessing. So first down the line backhand by Hingis. I thought that she'd be using that shot a little bit more than she has so far. I think we'll be seeing that more often, though, to keep Steffi honest. Steffi cheats a little bit off that forehand side. And Hingis is a good 4 or 5 feet behind the baseline on a lot of these shots, just not moving as quickly as she should be.
And another winner for Graf. It's 2-all, 30-all.
Once again, Hingis not moving for that wide ball. Definitely not the best mover out there. Steffi has the gold medal in that department, but very good at anticipating the ball. You know what, though? Martina Hingis, she's getting a little angry. She just bounced a racket. When she gets angry, you know what that means. She usually goes up another level. Changing rackets now, either because she cracked it or...
And so a warning from chair umpire Anne Lasser-Ulrich from Great Britain.
That came a little late, though. That was like a minute after it happened.
In fact, she had to go for a new racket, and that inspired the warning from the chair umpire. Point for 3-2. It's good. Although Graf wants Anne Lasser-Ulrich to check the spot and indicates that it was good.
Steffi's not one to really dwell on it. She'll get right back to the next point.
Didn't play here last year. She had knee surgery.
Well, these players aren't used to seeing slice backhands. Everybody seems to have a two-handed topspin backhand in the women's game these days, so it's a little different stroke for Martina to return. Ooh.
Precision backhands from Hingis.
Hingis is working Graf's backhand. He's hitting a lot of cross-court backhands. That's Hingis' strength, is that backhand side, and waiting to see her so far over in the alley that she's going to start using that down-the-line shot, I think.
Got the line.
Steffi Graf's forehand is very much on so far in this match.
Avantage Graf.
Keeping her guessing.
And Graf might have felt herself that that shot was good.
Replay the point.
And they'll replay the point.
Avantage Graf.
Well, that has to be a great drop shot. If you drop shot Steffi Graf and you end up winning the point. The quickest player on the tour. She has great foot speed. And look at the anticipation. Martina knows it's going to be a weak return. She just steps right in and volleys it off for a winner.
Mother, Melanie Molitor, her coach from day one, named after Martina Navratilova.
just stabbed at that ball.
Avantage aux Hingis.
Just ran with that racket in front of her and just flicked it. A little bit of luck there.
Well, Hingis with a break point in every Graf service game. And she breaks again. Reclaims the lead. 3-2 opening set.
Les Hingis mènent par 3 jeux à 2.
Mother naming her after Martina Navratilova as she grew up in Czechoslovakia, and then she and her mother, after a divorce when she was 4, at 7 out of the country after the curtain fell, Iron Curtain fell, and moving to Switzerland.
Boy, that dual role of mother coach is a difficult one. We've talked about the father coach, but so far it's worked very well, and they're getting along great because Melanie gives Martina the space that she needs. She pushes her on the court because Martina has a tendency to get lazy, but off the court she pretty much lets her do what she wants to do. Don't want to give, as Martina laughed at that one, because maybe because she just gave her so many forehands. I mean, that's just her strength. You really don't want to give her 3 or 4 forehands in a row because Steffi will win the point. And there's that down the line backhand that she's going to win a ton of points using that shot.
15.
That's how Sabatini used to be, Steffi Graf. It's just backhand, backhand, backhand. Then when you least expect it, nail it down the line.
Now Hingis leading 3-2, 30-15 in this opening set.
Hingis at the net a few more times. That's not a bad play because Hingis loves to be at the net. She's a great doubles player, but when she's brought into the net, not on her own terms, I think that's when she has difficulty. She's forced in.
There's a wind really blowing that toss and some of the terre battue around.
Whoa, and there you see the power. If you doubt that Hingis doesn't have power, just look at that overhead.
40-30.
Just an all-court player, feels very comfortable at the net, prefers the baseline, but won all Grand Slam titles in doubles last year, with 3 with Novotna, 1 with Lucic.
And she's already won this year at Australia with Kornikova. It's 4-2.
And she still didn't get doubles player of the year. Those honors went to Davenport and Zvereva. It was hard for me to believe.
And she's in the finals with Kornikova. They call themselves the Tennis Spice Girls, and will be playing Serena and Venus Williams. So that'll be an exciting doubles tomorrow. We'll have that for you along with the men's final.
That match you'll have youth versus youth. This match, it's youth versus the veteran.
That's right. All 4 teenagers in the women's finals in doubles.
15.
Some pressure off Graf. She's won here 5 times and is surprised to make it to the finals, whereas Hingis, not desperate, but she certainly is eager to win this French championship.
Well, I think a little more pressure. You know, as you get older and you've had such a long career, you sort of wonder, time is not on your side. Am I going to win anymore? Steffi's such a champion, plus the fact that her father's here after, what, 5 or 6 years of not being at a Grand Slam event. That's has to be weighing heavily on her shoulders at this point.
So a double fault, and with it, 2 more break points for Hingis. So every Graf service game, she's been in trouble, and Hingis has broken her 2 of the 3 times. And 2 chances here for a 5-2 lead.
And that's what Steffi has to do, is just get on top from that first shot, as we see Peter Graf. It's probably the first time he's ever seen Martina Hingis in real life playing. It's, you know, they're new faces on the scene since he's been on the tour.
Oh, that slice forehand save from Hingis, and she creates the error from Graf, and when we come back, Hingis serves for a 1-set lead. Welcome back, and a look over at court 1. This was match point with Serena Williams serving to Mary Pierce. Pierce and Davenport in the far court. Venus Williams at the net. Williams girls had won the opening set and are leading 5-1 here at match point.
And match, Mademoiselle Williams.
With the error, and Serena and Venus Williams are through to the finals and will meet Martina Hingis and Anna Kournikova tomorrow.
And you're going to see fireworks in that matchstick.
It's wide.
Well, it looked like Steffi changed her mind at the last minute. She was going for that slice, and all of a sudden she decided, I'm going to try that topspin backhand. Not a natural shot for her.
Graf won the first point of this game. It's 15-all. Hingis leading 5-2. Terrific return.
And if Martina has one slight weakness in her game, it would be her second serve. I think the players pretty much try to jump on top of that. It might be the only short ball they get in a whole rally. That's a confident shot. Running forehand winner down the line.
30.
Remarkable strokes from both ends of the court. Hingis with the final answer to 30-all here at 5-2. And taking a little time to catch her breath.
Premier service.
Well, and sometimes Hingis gets a little too creative for her own good. That drop shot almost hit the service line.
It was almost as if she said, I've gone about as far as I want to go in this long rally. I'm going to get it over one way or the other. And with it, a break point for Graf.
Second service.
And there is the break. It's 5-3. Yeah, the server has not had it her way, as there have been 5 breaks. Graf losing her serve 3 times, now at 3-5. Heidi Graf, the mother of Steffi. I asked Steffi, was she a typical tennis mom? She said, oh, no, not tennis. She was just a mom. She'd take me to all the events. Whether I won or lost, she'd just give me a big hug and said, that was well done, honey.
Well, and yeah, that relationship works great because Steffi's so intense. I mean, the last thing in the world she needs is another intense person giving her advice about tennis. But I think, meanwhile, Martina Hingis is getting a tougher match than she bargained for. There's been a little feeling in the press about the lack of respect these players have for each other. Martina Hingis has gone on record by saying, you know, Steffi's had her best years and she'll never win a Grand Slam title, and Steffi's been very offended by those remarks.
Yeah, she said that the young players, they want it all with their style and their arrogance. Was the words used by Steffi, who now has 40 love at 3-5. When we come back to Paris, Hingis again will serve for the set. Welcome back to Stade Roland Garros. Women's Championship, French Open. And we remind you to log on to msnbcsports.com for a comprehensive tennis subsection entitled NBC Sports at the French Open. Get the latest results and news. Plus, check out Bud Collins' in-depth preview of tomorrow's men's singles final. 2 Andres, Medvedev, and Agassi. msnbcsports.com, the official website of NBC Sports. Well, Hingis for the second time serves for the set. She did it 5-2, was broken. Graf is held 5-4.
That's not a usual shot of hers. That's her best side, that backhand side. But the crowd, meanwhile, is starting to get into this match, and a lot of cheers out there for Steffi Graf.
And Graf would love 30. Yes, they were chanting Steffi, Steffi during the towel-off in support of Graf. No question, the Parisians picked their side, and it's for the veteran. Well executed by the 18-year-old.
Well, that's the difference, because Martina senses
15-30.
when her opponent's on the defensive, and she moves right in there. Steffi had one great forehand, and Steffi just was still 5 feet behind the baseline. Didn't even take advantage of that shot. Could have won the point right there.
Another pinpoint pass from Hingis. She's 2 points from the set.
Oof.
Gets a free point, and with it, set point.
S'il vous plaît.
Oh, a champion's bounce.
Well, she was up 30-love this game. It's almost like she deserves that break there.
40.
Before she knew it, 3 points were up. Not a good time for Hingis. Set point.
Bring back any memories? You can remember the ones where Martina got the point. You forget the ones where you did.
Oh, I remember that one, yeah. Defensive play by Martina Hingis. So it makes her the complete player. She's an aggressive player and an excellent defensive player. She had that opening, and she went for her best shot down the line.
But she's staying in points with that sliced forehand when driven off the court by a Graf forehand. Set point number 2.
Égalité.
Juan Antonio Samaranch, president of the International Olympic Committee. There's his home base in Switzerland, and at the residence of the server. While Hingis's opponent, Graf, with a Swiss coach, Heinz Guthart. Well, fans and critics have marveled at her accuracy. She's offering that at full display in this opening set. Set point 3.
And Steffi, her demeanor, never know if she's winning or losing a tennis match. She has the same placid expression on her face. Determined look. I think what's hurt Hingis a little bit was how easy her draw was. I mean, on paper, to have Mauresmo and Venus Williams and Monica Seles in her half, I mean, it was definitely the toughest, but she hasn't lost a set this whole tournament, and Steffi's been tested more. I think it's helped Steffi in the long run. She looks match tougher.
Martina Hingis owns the opening set, 6-4. 43 minutes for the opening set. Hingis prevailing 6-4 on her 4th set point, converting off a Graf error to the delight of her #1 supporter. She calls her not only a mother, coach, but friend.
15-0.
Well, when I see her try a drop shot like that, and she's tried a couple of drop shots from behind the baseline, it makes me think that Hingis just doesn't want to work hard to win a point.
Only her 10th unforced error. Graf with 21. But Graf with more winners.
Oh. Such great disguise. That's the beauty of having a two-handed backhand. You can't tell whether it's going cross-court or down the line. It's just not readable. She got down low for that ball.
Her 6th winner off that backhand wing. But as you pointed out, Chris Everett, when you play Hingis, you never know quite what you're going to get. You can't count on her playing any certain way.
She throws off your timing too, you know, and she diffuses your power. She gets to the ball before you actually hit the ball, so that's unbelievable anticipation. It's all the intangibles there that make her a great champion. Well, there's that drop shot again. She knows she has to work hard against Steffi. Steffi's not going to give her anything. Steffi's not making errors. Just a loose shot right now.
Well, Graf broken in the opening game of the match, and it cost her. She was battling from behind that entire first set and finally losing 6-4, and doesn't want to repeat that.
I love watching her balance. If you watch the way she hits a ball, her upper body is just totally straight. You see her legs are doing all the work. She's very upright. I think that a little bit of that comes from her horseback riding.
And another break point for Hingis. Another break chance for Hingis, and she's had a couple of hands full of those and has converted 3 times. In fact, Graf has held serve only 2 times. This is her 6th service game.
That's where Steffi's going to win most of her points, is off that forehand side. But holding serve, just, it isn't as crucial on the red clay. The clay slows the ball down. Both these players have excellent returns of serve.